A new chapter in the naval conflict between Ukraine and Russia is unfolding, and this time, it's not just warships in the crosshairs. Ukraine has set its sights on a much more elusive and economically vital target: Russia's Shadow Fleet. These are the ghost ships of the sea, a vast armada of aging tankers sailing under flags of convenience, with their tracking systems often turned off, all to secretly transport Russian oil around the globe and bypass Western sanctions. For months, this clandestine operation has been Russia's economic lifeline, funding its war effort. But now the hunter has become the hunted. Let's rewind a bit. After the full-scale invasion in 2022, the G7, the European Union, and Australia imposed a $60 per barrel price cap on Russian seaborne oil. The goal was simple: cripple Russia's energy revenue without sending global oil prices into a tailspin. Any company based in these countries, from shipping to insurance, was forbidden from handling Russian crude sold above the cap. In response, Russia assembled its shadow fleet. They bought up hundreds of old tankers, re-registered them in countries with lax regulations, and created a parallel insurance and shipping network, effectively creating a rogue system to keep the oil and the money flowing. This fleet, estimated to be over 600 vessels strong, became a phantom menace on the high seas. These ships often go dark, disabling their automatic identification system, or EYES, to vanish from tracking maps. They engage in risky ship-to-ship transfers in the open ocean, offloading oil from one tanker to another to obscure its origin. It's a high-stakes game of cat and mouse, designed to make it nearly impossible to tell where the oil is coming from or where it is going. And for a while, it worked. Russia was successfully circumventing sanctions and still earning billions. But this ghost fleet has a critical vulnerability: geography. To get its oil from the ports on the Black Sea and the Baltic Sea out to the global market, this armada must pass through narrow maritime choke points. Think of the Danish Straits or the Bosphorus Strait. These tight channels are unavoidable, and it's here, in these congested waters, that Ukraine has decided to strike. Ukraine's intelligence agencies have been meticulously tracking these vessels. They're not just looking at official shipping logs. They're using satellite imagery, signals intelligence, and human sources to piece together the movements of this clandestine network. They know the ships, their routes, and their patterns. The first major sign that Ukraine was shifting its strategy came with the development and deployment of its incredible sea drones. We've all seen the footage of these sleek, fast, and explosive-laden uncrewed surface vessels, or USVs, racing across the Black Sea to strike Russian warships. They've been devastatingly effective, sinking or damaging a significant portion of Russia's Black Sea fleet and forcing the rest to retreat from their home port in Sevastopol. It was a remarkable feat of asymmetric warfare. Having proven their capability against military targets, the question became, what's next? The answer came with a series of daring attacks. Ukrainian sea drones began targeting not just naval vessels, but also the tankers themselves. One of the most high-profile incidents involved the SIG, a Russian-flagged chemical tanker. It was struck by a sea drone near the Kerch Strait, the vital link between mainland Russia and occupied Crimea. The explosion tore a hole in the engine room, disabling the ship and sending a clear message: no Russian vessel is safe. This wasn't a random act. The SIG was known for transporting aviation fuel to Russian forces in Syria, making it a legitimate military-affiliated target. But the strategy goes beyond direct attacks. By demonstrating that they can and will strike these tankers, Ukraine is introducing a new element into the equation: risk. The Shadow Fleet is largely made up of older, poorly maintained vessels sailing with questionable insurance. An attack, even one that doesn't sink the ship, can cause a catastrophic oil spill. The environmental and financial fallout from such a disaster would be immense. International maritime law and insurance companies are starting to get very nervous. The cost of insuring any vessel traveling through the Black Sea has skyrocketed. Ports are becoming hesitant to accept ships that have been dark or have a murky history. This creates a chilling effect on the entire operation. Captains and crews on these aging rust buckets are now thinking twice. Is the paycheck worth the risk of being targeted by a sea drone or being caught in an environmental nightmare? The companies that own these ships, often hidden behind layers of shell corporations, are facing a new level of financial risk that their cut-rate insurance policies might not cover. Suddenly, participating in Russia's shadow fleet is a much more dangerous and potentially ruinous proposition. Ukraine is essentially weaponizing maritime risk. They are systematically dismantling the economic and logistical framework that makes the shadow fleet possible. It's a brilliant strategy. Instead of trying to sink every single one of the hundreds of tankers, a nearly impossible task, they are making the entire system too risky and too expensive to operate. Each successful attack, or even near miss, sends shockwaves through the global shipping and insurance industries. It forces a re-evaluation of the risk-reward calculation. For everyone involved in transporting Russian oil, the implications are huge. If Russia's shadow fleet becomes crippled, its primary source of war funding could dry up significantly. This isn't just about blowing up shipping. It's about economic warfare conducted with surgical precision. It's about turning Russia's own clever sanctions-busting scheme into a massive liability. The Kremlin is now faced with a dilemma. They can try to provide naval escorts for their tankers, but this would stretch their already battered Black Sea fleet thin and make their warships even more vulnerable to Ukrainian sea drones. Or they can let the tankers sail unprotected and hope for the best, a gamble that is looking increasingly foolish. What we are witnessing is a masterclass in modern hybrid warfare. Ukraine is combining advanced military technology in the form of its sea drones with sharp economic and legal strategy. They have identified Russia's center of gravity, its oil revenue, and are attacking it relentlessly, not with a frontal assault, but with 1,000 cuts. The hunt for the shadow fleet is far from over. It's a complex, shadowy conflict being waged in shipping lanes and insurance offices as much as on the open water. But Ukraine has made its intentions clear. The ghosts of the sea are no longer invisible, and they are now prime targets in this ever-evolving war. This entire campaign showcases Ukraine's incredible ingenuity and adaptability. Facing a numerically superior foe, they have consistently found innovative ways to level the playing field. From the sinking of the Moskva to the systematic takedown of the shadow fleet, Ukraine is rewriting the rules of naval warfare right before our eyes. The story of the shadow fleet is a stark reminder that in the 21st century, a war is fought not just on the battlefield, but in the digital realm, on the financial markets, and across the world's oceans. Ukraine has turned the Black Sea into a massive minefield of risk for Russia, and the explosions are being felt all the way in Moscow. Thanks for watching. If you found this breakdown interesting, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more analysis on the latest developments in military tech and strategy. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. See you next time.